Good morning. In this episode, I am the Asian Bob Ross. But if I was in China, the Chinese would say Bob Loss because they cannot pronounce the letter R. And if my last name was Loss and I went to Japan, they would say Bob Ross because they cannot pronounce the letter L. That's why when you watch a movie from the 60s, Godzilla, they say Godzilla. Come to think of it, why didn't they just say Godzilla on the title instead of Godzilla? But I digress. In today's episode, I am going to show you how to paint. We're going to do some painting this morning because it's good for the soul. First things first, when you paint your stick, two things. Always make sure your stick is safe and clear. What I did, I used three methods to paint this stick. One is the soap method. Two is the laundry basket method. And three, the sponge method. I used three paints to paint this into what's called an urban camo. I used black, white, and gray. Obviously, I'm not gonna repaint this because I'm already done with this. I'm doing this because when I posted a picture of this piece of work, I received a lot of compliments. So I figured maybe I'll document what I did to make it look like this. Today we're gonna use an empty canvas to highlight what I did. This is white, almost, kind of like this. So let's just pretend that I painted this white with this color. Using the soap method. Oh, by the way, whenever you paint, make sure you do it outdoors. Because if you paint indoors, you're gonna sniff all that stuff. It's gonna kill your brain cells and you're gonna turn into a Democrat. And you'll think that Joe Biden is the best president ever. But I digress. Soap method. So after you paint the white, apply soap. You see that? There's soap. What that does, it'll cover the white so that when you paint over it, it will preserve the white in the background. So just spray. Spray. You see how it's covering it? And then spray. A lot of spray. And don't worry about making mistakes because we don't make mistakes. They're just happy accidents. Maybe add some more black here. Okay, so now we watch paint dry. So now, in order to have this digital type pattern, there's a digital type pattern right there. Patterns, I should say. You use the laundry bag method. So in this case, this is gray and you have some white stripes that's protected by the soap. I'm now going to paint black. So now we watch paint dry again. Good enough. So you see that? Pattern. No such thing as mistake in painting, only happy accidents. What's interesting is that Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid, he told Daniel-san the same thing. No such thing as mistake in bonsai, huh? Next method, sponge method. The blotch that you see here, that's developed via the sponge method. Use a sponge right here. That's the sponge. I'm just gonna show you what I did. what I did was I took a plate, put some paint on it, like a real painter. You sponge, that will do you. So now watch this. Right there. The blotch pattern using the sponge method. 3 colors, and there you have it. Urban Camo. With that, I am the Asian Bob Ross.